Back in those days, it was el tapón, fishing with a float. My dad used to make his own tackle. He had actually made a little, which I have them at home, a little thing that he used to make himself with rust-free wire that I still have myself, and very thin lead to give it a bit of weight, and he had 2 eyelets on each side to have the two hooks at one end and then the line going up. He used to make it himself, and I've made my own after he passed away quite a few years ago now. But yes, there were different techniques, but Daddy had perfected this aparejo, as we call them. I have some at home, and it worked fine, because if you lost one hook, all you needed to do is tie to the eyelet to tie another one, a new one. So it was very enjoyable.
Tag the white bream. So we're gonna start first. As you can see, it's perfectly fine, super, completely alive, and believe me, it will go back the same. We're gonna start by weighing it. Look at the beautiful colors on it.
Daddy used to say that you mustn't stand up. You must hide as much as possible. He used to take a sargo and say, look at the size of its eye and look at the size of your eye. How, compared with the body, look how much he can see better than us. You mustn't stand up, you mustn't stand on the rocks, no. You have to sit down, back, and hide as much as possible, move as little as possible, and make as little noise as possible when you're casting.
That's 0.470 kilograms. Gently put it back again into water. As you can see, it's perfectly fine. Now we're going to proceed to measure it and tag it at the same time. This is a 28 centimeter fish. We're gonna remove a scale from there, and that is tag number 192. We now put it back into the water so it recuperates. As you can see, it's perfectly fine. That's a tagged fish. We're gonna release it. I'm gonna go back to my spot. Okay. We cannot really climb down to the sea, as it's very dangerous. We don't want to have an accident. And believe me, the fish is perfectly fine, as we've done it in the past. We've actually fished from this area. We've tagged fish. We've released them from up here, and we've actually been able to catch them back again. We actually had one we caught 3 hours later with the same tag. So we do know that this fish will be perfectly fine once we release them like this.
In my father's time, there were no reels. He had the line on the ground, and he used to lay the rod like that, and that's the way he brought the fish in, and he used to fight the fish that way. No reels. No. The float he used to make himself out of bottle tops or bottle corks, He used to make them, and they were small. We didn't use the large floats that you see people using nowadays. We just enough to keep the weight from sinking it. That the fish didn't feel any drag when it took the bait. So they took a lot of things into account, and the hooks were different too. They're so technical nowadays with fishing equipment that it's amazing how it's advanced since then.
But basically, this is the rig. This is the way I fish. It's a 4 meter, a very light 4 meter rod, small reel. I use a 0.25 millimeter line. Basically, I have the line from the actual rod comes down. I have a small float coming down from the float. I have a small swivel to give it a bit of weight, and then I have this, which is similar to a wishbone. Basically, what that does, it separates my two hook lines. As you can see, they won't tangle one with the other. And then at the end of the hook line, I have 2 pieces of cheese. This they've actually eaten. As you can see, the hook is no good. You have to take it off, throw it back, and you hook a new piece of cheese. Always try to start from the hard parts. You've got to hide the hook so you cannot see the hook. Okay?
Whoa. Sargo,
Yes.
sargo.
Claro, picha, todo el lenguaje que estaba usando yo ahí, picha. Es lo que era.
Yep, a nice white bream. Slightly smaller than the one Trevor caught a while ago. Let's weigh him. $380 grams. $25. There we go. Perfect. Tag number 191, white bream, 25 centimeters, weight 0.380 grams. Well, nice, beautiful white bream with its tag, going back to where it belongs. See you next time. Perfect.
Bueno, Willy, por ahora, ¿quién va más grande?
Por ese.
Pues ese. Por ahora yo voy ganando
¿Cuánto mide el tuyo?
con mi sargo de 28,
28.
470 grams.
Ahora.
Ahí está el Dylan. Y bueno, ¿eh?
Yo sabía que me estaba dando.
Buen sargo, Dylan. Un sarguetón, Treva.
Sargo fishing is continuous, and satisfying wise is when you see the float, because my dad used to say that el sargo pica de verdad. Once it grabs your bait, it goes, and the float disappears into the depth. and you pull, and it's amazing how it's as if you are hooked the bottom, and then it's running around. I have very nice rods which I bought when I was with the club, and I used to like them long and thin, and it used to be a fantastic fight using that tackle. The bite of a sargo is wonderful. Is wonderful.
Oh, aquí, Dylan, aquí. Ah. Vale, ya está. Qué pedazo sargo, compa.
Oh, qué cargo, tío. Beautiful fish. Mira, me ha partido el gancho.
860. 860.
Oh, look at the teeth on them.
190. Give it a kiss, Dylan.
Beautiful fish. Catch and release. Perfect. Woo! The biggest fish of the day. Easy, tigers. Gordo. Ese sargo se ha robado todo el día entero.